Hello again and a warm welcome back to the channel. And it's time to run this Wrenn train set. We saw it a couple of weeks ago. I'm really looking forward to running this. Let me just see if I can give you a look at the label. Set 2 freight, £20.37. That price ticket's really handy because I've looked out some Wrenn price lists here, and we should be able to date this set from those. In fact, I've already looked through them and I can tell you that the set is almost certainly from 1975. Now, I've also found a different Wrenn catalogue. When we previously ran a Wrenn train set, we briefly looked at a catalogue. Well, I've got the 4th edition here, and we will skim through this. There's loads of great stuff to look at. On the bench, look, the trusty old Hornby 00 controller there. I've been using it a bit recently and I'm going to run this set, and quite honestly, with it being a Hornby 00 derived model, I think it's going to run beautifully. Now I'm just trying to lift the lid. We're going to get into this in a bit more detail in a minute, but look, there's the contents. And since we last saw it, the track has all been cleaned. I had a really great hour the other evening catching up on a couple of YouTube videos, and I did some track cleaning while I was watching, and the rust is all gone. So it's going to be great to try and run this powerful 264 mixed traffic tank on this track. Now, Wrenn used Lima track. I've discussed that in a previous video. So we've got 4 items of rolling stock, a lovely Loco, and we can look quickly at this paperwork. So I think I'll set my camera up, we'll go through these items, and then we'll have a bit of running. Okay, well look, here is the 4th edition catalogue, and straight away a great photo on the front. Bit of glare there, but I can see an 8F, which is great because I was running one of those last week. Various other Locos, including what could be a mixed traffic tank over there. But this photo is apparently at the Bridge North shed of the Severn Valley Railway. Now, how they are made. Some lovely print there. The making of a Wrenn die-cast locomotive is complex. Well, handmade items. And if we go over to the next page, you can see the white bare Mazak body. I think it's Mazak. And then look, there it is, fully decorated. And there's a lining pen, so maybe they put their lining on by hand. Over the page, a few technical details. There's some cutaways of all the motors that they used, including the Ringfield we saw last time. And then some great shots of how a steam loco or a diesel electric works. So you can see a class 20 there, and a big, that looks like a Duchess or something. They're great things to look at, these. And already we can see some train sets, and it says 002. Now it's called an LMS freight set. It's done as an LMS freight set in all the catalogues as far as I can see, but the price lists vary, and now might be a good time to just have a look. I'm going to start off with the earliest price list here. Oh no, that's the latest one. I've got a bit out of rotation. Look, here we go. N, double O, HO and O gauge, toys, model boats and baby alarms. What a diverse product range. So we're back to 1975, 47 years ago, and that's when I believe this set was made. And there's so many different products: N-gauge locomotives, N-gauge coaches, and then we get into, let's just see if I can show you, track, wagons, flexible track. There's so much, but what we're looking for is right at the top of this page, and you can see it says set 002. In the price list it says a BR freight set with track oval, 264 loco, and there we go. It says a Watney's wagon. Well, we've got Dunlop, I think, and a Guards van. But look, £20.37. That's what I wanted to show you. And then we've got other Locos, wagons. And where's the track? Let's see if I can... Now, OOHO gauge Superflex track. Now, I think they made that themselves, the actual flexible sections. I'm just trying to turn this price list over. Now, it says there, doesn't it? New Wrenn, Lima, OOHO track. So there we have it, Lima track. And then look, Lima O-gauge box sets. So O-gauge locomotives. Not in these catalogues, they must have had separate catalogues, but very interesting. Well, remember the price of that train set? We're going into 1976 now. And already the set 002 has increased to £22.40. Right, let's get into 1977's price list. Still listing N, OOHO and O-gauge items. Now, they're a little bit fiddly, these price lists, and they're all constructed differently. So I've just got to find where the train sets are. So you'll have to excuse a bit of fumbling. I think it's here. Double O-gauge train sets. Set 002, that's £27.90. So already £7 more plus than it was in 1975. That's 77. And the last price list I've got today, and I just thought you might like to see that dealer stamp there, CAB models. I think I've mentioned them before. Well, look, an A4, and quite a nice stamp, isn't it? And here we are in 1979, and let's see. Whoops, not quite so much stuff. What have we got here? Special offer. The 4 famous locomotive drawings were specially commissioned by Wrenn for the 4th edition handbook. And there they are. Too late to send away for those now, unfortunately. So let's have a look. 00 train sets. I'm trying to hold this without it wobbling. Set 002, and look, we're up to £33.75, and it's still listed as a BR freight set. Now, someone I was speaking to who knows more about Wrenn than I said they put whatever they'd got spare in the factory in the boxes, and I can believe that. Let's have a quick look through the rest of this. So look, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Look, there's some of the Caledonian Railways. I know non-prototypical liveries. Someone said that might be more prototypical than some of their liveries, but they all look great. This, look at that beautiful loco there, 2202. North Thames Gas. Now I'd love to get hold of one of those. What a beautiful looking little loco that is. I do have one of the Shell tanks. I have shown that before. Now we're into diesels, and we've got the 08 shunters in various guises there, and then some class 20s. That's particularly nice, that LMS version of the 08. And then we're getting into some bigger locos, and the 8F, and that's an LNER version, 2240. And look at that beautiful A4 Golden Eagle. We can forgive the wheels not being scale size. They're just beautiful models. We've seen the Peregrine on the layout, a blue mallard. I'm sorry if there's a lot of glare. A nice LNER N tank there, N2. And we have some castle class locos, and here's what we're going to be running today. W2220, And where does it say about it? A useful tank for passenger and freight duties. Let's see if I can turn a few more pages. Now there is the, I think that's the Brecon Castle in the experimental light green livery. We've run that on the tracks before. And several of these other locos, just beautiful items. Really, I mean, when you look at it, it was just the same few models in many different liveries, but they all look great. That little southern loco there, I've had fun running that before. The little R1, the Hornby G.W.R derived model. Beautiful runner, it's got a great motor in. And then look, there's an LMS 8F, lots of LMS locos. And let's look at these big city locos. The Duchess of Hamilton, that's a beauty, isn't it? I don't have one of those in my collection. And then the new Royal Scots. Now these 6p locos, even though they were listed, they didn't come out for a little while. I think they had some trouble producing them, but a new loco for Wrenn, so they're trying their best. Pullman type coaches, well actually they're motor coaches, and then we get into the Pullman type coaches. Just tons of beautiful items. And then look at this, all in different liveries, beautiful things, and they roll along the track so well. And then we're getting into some of their lovely rolling stock, the colourful wagons that I like to run on this railway. We've seen some of these already. Hornby G.W.R derived, that Fox Hunter Championship, that horse box there, beautiful item from the Hornby. Well, lots of these are moulds from the Hornby G.W.R Super Detail range. You might recognise where my thumb is there. W4625, the bulk grain wagon. But they are really just nice things, aren't they? So there's the Dunlop wagon that's in this set. I think Fife's Bananas were mentioned, but not in this one. Some tank wagons. Watney's, that's a nice van. Some salt wagons and just different items, all great things to make a powerful train. Now look at this one, I don't have this. New 5057, a gunpowder van, big cross on the door there, but that's a lovely looking item, isn't it? And finally, in this later catalogue, there's just a few accessories to look at. Buffer stop, plate layers hut, some spare wheels, some coal loads for your wagons and things. And then there's the special offer, the 4 loco pictures. So all in all, a beautiful catalogue. Look at this picture on the back. I think this is really nice. It's just like a montage of a lot of the range, and then another dealer stamp there from the lovely old model shop that used to be in the Kettering Road of Northampton. Okay, well, we're briefly looking the set now, I think. So I'm going to start off this side, and you can see the track now is not too rusty, the odd discoloured place, but I really think it's going to be okay. A little bag of track clips to hold them together. Some paperwork, and this is just a sort of generic book. It's got little bits of information about servicing, oiling, and you can see that's the Ringfield motor. Then we get on to some of the different types of chassis, and here's a vertical vertical motor, this is indeed the chassis that we're running today. But a really nice pamphlet, and just a lovely thing to have, and great colour, that blue. We did see a bit of memorabilia from the old model shop that sold this item, and then we'll take a quick look at the contents. And they are indeed lovely, aren't they? Look at that. There's a really nice red Hornby 00 derived wagon. It's very similar in a different colour here. The Dunlop. We've got an LMS, lovely LMS guards van, but I don't know why it's packaged with this G.W.R Loco. I honestly think they just put in what they've got. And then Blue Circle cement, and the lovely, whoops, just caught that with my hand, the lovely G.W.R Loco. Let me see if I can just show you this up a bit closer. Now, I've decided that in the near future I'm going to do a video about the servicing of this vertical motor. I have done a little bit of work on this to get it going, and it did have two quite significant problems actually. Firstly, this rear axle, the one with the drive gear on it, was totally seized in the chassis. Very difficult to free off. I think corrosion or a reaction between the mazak of the chassis, or whatever the chassis is made of, and the axle shaft, it was stuck, but you can see it's quite free now. A little bit of white grease on the gear. Hopefully you can perhaps see the armature up inside there. Look at that, done nothing. Well, the top bearing, the little ball bearing was missing out of it, and there was a huge amount of end float, so even though it still ran, it was very chattery. But the Loco's in quite nice condition, and I don't think it's done anything at all. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed looking at the paperwork and a brief look at these items. I'm just going to put the camera off now and click this track together, and we're going to have a bit of fun running this set 002. It's a 47-year-old Wrenn train set from 1975. Okay, well, I've got this track all clipped together. The fish plates on this Lima track are wonderful. They've got like a nice coppery look to them, and they grip really well. And I'm pleased how the track's cleaned up, so hopefully you can see this nice oval. The items are on there, and the A3 Hornby 00 power controller is ready, so let's just feed in a little bit of power. And already this lovely Wrenn Loco is making its way around this oval. Power to spare with this wonderful Hornby 00 derived motor. Always the fun part of these train set videos, just getting the track down and enjoying a bit of running. You'll notice it slows down on the curves. I think they're a little bit tight for it actually. But I have got it on the lowest power setting. And those wagons look great behind. Really could have done with a G.W.R brake, but I don't mind. So we put a bit more power on maybe. It's a beautifully quiet runner. I'm pretty sure it's hardly seen any track time, if any, so it's only going to get quieter. Right, let's just get to the controller. I'm just going to try a little bit of reverse running. Just ease it onto the first. Oh, I think I must have been on a little bit of my dirty track there. Ease it onto the first section. Bit reluctant to start in reverse. Needs a lot of power. Could do with a bit of reverse running then to bed those brushes in. And indeed, there's a slightly different noise from the motor in reverse. Obviously in reverse we've got the thrust of the armature working in the opposite direction. Just going to back the power off a bit. Valve gear on these Locos is very nice. Let's see if I can give you an up close look at that as it comes by. Right, I'm just going to put it back into forwards, and I think we'll end the video with a little bit of gentle running around this quite nice oval. Well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing this set, and as I said near the start, it's inspired me to do a video about the vertical motor. So I think next week I'm going to pick a Loco at random, something from the collection that perhaps hasn't run for a little while, and we'll just strip it down and go through it. So that could be a 3-rail Loco, a 2-rail Loco, or another Wrenn Loco. But I definitely need to try and find a total non-runner so we can go through the whole process. Well, thanks for looking. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the pictures in the catalogues. And I guess as much as we're coping with things seeming to go up every year now, it was still the same in the 1970s, because just between 1975 and 1979 we saw the price of this set go up by quite a huge amount. Well, this lovely Basildon built Loco is going around this Lima track quite nicely. Thanks for watching the video, and until we strip down a vertical Hornby 00 or Wrenn motor next time, I'll say goodbye.